Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And it was a pretty nice day today. It was calm all day. The winds are just now starting to come up, and it got up to a whole heaping 63 degrees today. That's Fahrenheit. As if that was Celsius, you'd be looking at a roasted bear. But okay, so anyway, sky's been clear blue all day, all except for some really weird chemtrails across that area right there. Then as I turn, you see these clouds? Well, they're not really clouds. That's smoke from a forest fire over there on the mountain. And let's see if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, I can get in on that. Yeah, that's grown quite a bit. It started about 9 o'clock or so this morning. I saw just one little plume of smoke going up, almost like somebody's chimney. And then all of a sudden, it was 5 acres, and now it looks like it might be, oops, let me get up a little higher. It looks like it might be all the way up to about 40 or 60 acres right now, or even larger. But yeah, it's burning on the side of the mountain over there. So let me zoom this out. I'm looking into the sun, so I keep losing view of the, come on. Okay, I want one by. All right. Yeah, I was looking right into the sun while I was trying to show you that, and I couldn't see the screen on my phone because the sun was right in my eyes. And even I tried to put my hand up and block it, but it was still just a squint that I could get through to see what was going on. So I went in and checked the plants, and not much different from yesterday. It did get pretty chilly last night. My mulberry trees have dropped all their leaves over there by the chicken coop, so they're going to go into dormancy. And today I pulled this broken barrel that my water delivery guy smashed into when the new guy was here last time. And that's the one that used to be right there beside the door on a pallet, and he broke the pallet all up and all that. And it broke the valve out of the bottom of it and cracked the top of it. It was full of water when he hit it. And I lost 60 gallons of water because of his inability to maintain his collective thoughts. He was all frustrated. He was afraid of falling into the gray water pit. And I said, it's only 6 inches deep on your end. You're not going to fall in. Idiot. Anyway, here we are. I put the barrel here. I got my Sawzall out and I cut the broken part out of it, and I kind of made it like a half unit. And you see where the dirt and dust settles right here. Well, that means that the water comes down to this corner of the panel when it's raining. So on Tuesday, when we get the heavy rain, Monday night and Tuesday, I'm hoping to maybe get some water into this barrel. I put my little buckets over here on the corners, but I don't know if they're going to stay because they're predicting that the winds are supposed to come up. But then again, this morning, I got the flash report on my phone saying high winds in this area. So as you can see, there's no high winds here. Nothing. All right, so that was one of the things I did. The other thing I did was, look at this. Yeah, those might be interesting to check out. I'll put them on top of a barrel and get to them later. So the other things I did today was I fixed some frozen pipes and valves that had popped on me. And luckily, there wasn't a very lot of water in this in these two totes, but there's the water that came out. And I had a plastic ball valve on there, and the plastic ball valve had cracked. So it had frozen and cracked. So I went back on with a brass one that I had rebuilt from an old one, and it's working. So the hose that comes off of there runs down and up and into this tote. So if the rains fill up this tote, as it's filling, it's going to start draining some of the water off down into these two totes, because they're tied together in the front with a manifold also, as you can see. So that one didn't freeze or crack or anything, but this one over here did. So I had forgot to shut off the water at the hose bib over there, and I had a plastic coupler where the metal one is now, and blew the plastic coupler right off by expanding ice, very strong. So it's all back in place now and ready to go. And all of these canned goods here, this is all stuff that's like a year out of date or better. Actually, this one is 3 years out of date. This is 2018, July 2018, that those should have been used by. Well, it's only best by then. You could still use them, but it's not best. So same thing with the Spam. This stuff was to last forever, but this is 2019, December 2019. So I use that for animal treats. A tomcat will get those for treats on a nice warm morning after a cold night, so he has some energy to keep him warm. So that's about what I've been doing today. Of course, I did go into town to Harbor Freight. I'd looked up online, and it said that one of the local stores had a manual portable tire changing machine, and it said that they had limited stock left. So I said, well, I'm going to get over there and get one, because it was only listed at $44. And I said, for $44, if I'm going to pay $20 or $30 to have tires changed over at the tire store, I'm just going to get my own tire machine here so I can do my own tires. Well, I got all the way out there, and they didn't have any. He said, yeah, they counted the display units, so that's why it said we had some. I said, oh, that's not good. Anyway, what's going on here? Not that I need my snake gates at this time of the year, but I don't want to get into the habit of not putting them in place when I go in and out of the containers. So that's about all there is. This stack of wood right here, I'm going to be, they're not the best pieces, but they got one good side on them anyway. So instead of cutting those up for firewood, I'm going to be putting a wooden cover over the top of my gray water pit over there. And I figured out the best way to do it is to cut 6 foot long 4x4s out of the number 2 4x4s I got. I'll cut them so they go across the narrow way every 39 inches on center. And then I can use those 2x6s to build a platform over the top of it until I get out about, let's say 10 feet long. So it'd be 6 foot by 10 foot, 60 square foot pit for gray water. That's never, ever going to be full. I don't use that much water, but always got a second use for all the water that you use. So I have to have a gray water pit, and the plants around there love it, and some of the animals get down in there and drink and so forth and so on. But yeah, I also replaced the filter on my discharge pipe because it was looking a little grody, so I put a brand new filter on there, so it's all ready to go for another year or so. And that's all there is to it. All right. Oh, I just thought of something. I've got to go up because I made a promise, and we'll try to get through this pretty quick. I made a promise to somebody that I would show my rock crushers. And we're going to head up there because I did, yesterday I did crush a couple of rocks. And I've got one that's a homemade one and one that's a store-bought one. So I'll show you those right now. And let's see, let's take this one little piece of rock and we'll crush that in my pocket. And push the door out of the way. And open the door. And, oh, I'll turn on the bench light. All right, so this is the store-bought one. And this is the one I used to crush those little rocks yesterday when my neighbor was here with me. And as you can see, I got some here that needs to be panned out. And I think there might be some little flakes of gold in that group there. So I'll be checking that out. And this little piece right here looks like it's got a little shiny in there. So looks like it's got one little fleck right there that I may be able to pull out. So I'll be crushing the rest of that. That'll go with that. So here's the rock that I just said I was going to crush and see what's in it. And we'll look down inside there. You can see that this one is clean. So what you do is you put the rock in the bottom and you take this little T-handled unit, and I set it right over the 4x4 leg of the bench where it's the strongest, and then you just give it a few smashes like that. And let's see, I'll dump this right here. And there's my crushed rock. Okay, so I actually like to crush them a little bit more than that, get rid of the bigger chunks, because the quartz, of course, is brittle, so it'll crush up like that in powder. But if there's any gold in there, the gold just flattens because it's malleable. So you take this and you pan it out, and if there was any gold in it, then the gold would show up. Now this is the one that I made. This is a big boy. And I set it up so it unscrews from right here, so you can get the stuff out of the bottom of it after you've crushed some rocks. But this thing has got a big, this has got a big, heavy crusher in it. So this one you don't actually have to slam down like I did the other one. This one you just pick it up, get it up to the safety line right there, aligned with the top of this, and let it go, and the weight of it itself will do the crushing. That's my this is a plate from an old railroad track plate, but it was all worn out, so they pulled it out and replaced it. And they just tossed this one to the side, so a friend of mine found it and got it to me. And like I said, I don't throw many things out because they'll always have some uses. All right, everybody, I got that done, and you've seen my rock crusher. I'm going to be building a bigger one, and it's going to be electrically powered with probably a 3 horsepower electric motor, and it'll have beater chains on the shaft so that I can put larger pieces of rock in there and turn it on and let it do its work. Just beat it all into pulverize it all into powder, and then I can pan it out later. All right, that's all for today. This is G Bear reminding you, thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe and share. G Bear signing off.